Hi, I'm Kelly and welcome to the Royal Decameron complex in Busta Rias. It's October 5th, 2018, and my partner Alex and I are going to take you on a walking tour. So right now we're standing at the main entrance. Over here we have the security guard, and behind security is a sign that will tell you all the taxi rates. If you're interested in taking a taxi to see any of the area. Come over here real quick. So this is your sign with all the taxi rates. To our left, facing outside of the resort, is the road that leads to Busta Rias. It's a nice little seaside town. They have a flea market there, if you want to do a little shopping. About 6 or 7 blocks down if you want to walk. You'll come to a little bridge, pedestrian bridge that you walk over. Once you get to the other side, that's the main flea market. There's also some shops right at the resort here. These aren't part of the resort, but you can buy a few knickknacks there. This is the main road. If you walk to the top of the hill, there's an OXXO on your right. It's the Mexican version of 7-Eleven. You can also grab a bus. If you go across the street, it'll take you to the left, so the bus would take you to Busta Rias to start. You can go see Sayulita, which we did the other day, Punta Mina. There's some nice little towns. About 20 pesos each, depending on how far you want to go. Or, like I said, you can take a cab. One piece of advice for new people coming to Puerto Vallarta area: your transfer to and from the resort is included in the cost that you've paid for your holiday. When you get to the airport and you grab your luggage, you're going to run into a bunch of people calling to you, asking you which hotel you're at. Do you need a ride? These are not your airport transfer people. These are timeshare people. Keep your eyes straight. Keep going until you get outside the main doors of the airport. That's where you'll find your airport transfer people. Save yourself some time. We're walking into the resort right now. To our left is Building 3. It's pretty central to the resort. A little bit older than some of the other buildings, but if you like to be close to the action, might be a good building for you. It's also the only building that has an elevator in it, so if you have mobility issues, that might be the building you might want to choose. There's also a doctor's office in there, which hopefully you won't need, but if you do, you'll find it in Building 3. Coming up here, this is the main lobby. This should be where you do your check-in. Now, we're here doing off-season, so even though we're staying in Building 4 this time, we still checked in here, but sometimes during busy season they'll do your check-in in Lobby 4, which would be for people in Building 4, 5, and 6. Otherwise, you'll check in here, but when you go to check out and catch your bus, that would be in Lobby 4 if you're in Building 4, 5, or 6. If you're in 1, 2, or 3, this is where you'll check in and you will check out. You can see some people waiting for their bus to come get them. Now up here we have the sports bar. This is one of the 2 places in the hotel that you can get Wi-Fi. I find the Wi-Fi in the sports bar a little spotty. Much better in the Lobby 4 area, but you can try it there if you want it. On this side we have Block 2. I haven't stayed in Block 2. We've stayed in 1, 3, 5, and 4 now. But again, it's fairly central. You might get a bit of an ocean view. Ocean's over there. On this side we have the activity pool, where all the games are done during the day. Little shack over here is where you can get your towels. One of the places you can get your towels. In this corner is the Radicio Grill. It's a snack bar during the day and one of the a la cartes in the evening. It's actually my favorite a la carte. It's run like a Brazilian restaurant. They bring you 7 different kinds of meats on skewers. Really good one if you like the a la carte. And this building over here is where you will go to book your a la carte. Now they do it a little different here than some resorts. You have to get up pretty early. I would suggest not getting down here any later than 7. You wait in a queue And then at 8 o'clock, sometimes 7:30, depending on how they feel that day, they'll come down and take you one at a time to book your a la cartes for both that evening, and you can book it for the next evening as well if you want. This is where you can play bocce ball if you like. You get the balls from the same place you get the towels. A little map here. It's actually quite a big resort. It's very homey feeling, but it stretches out quite a way. You definitely won't get everything you want here, but you will certainly get everything you need. Coming towards the activity pool now. You see they have a small little wading pool for the really little kids, and then the main activity pool. Over here is one of 3 buffet restaurants they have. This is the Flamingos. The Flamingos and the Tropical are your main buffet restaurants. They do breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The third one is by the adult pool, which I'll show you later. That one does breakfast, lunch. For dinner it's an a la carte though, so you'd have to come to one of these if you're not doing the a la carte. This one, the Tropical serves more Mexican style food. Both of them have different theme nights every night, so if you don't like one, you can always go to the other. This one's nice because it has a really nice ocean view while you're eating. Coming up to the beach now. It's been a bit stormy here the past couple days. Still full days of sunshine, just mainly rain at night. But as you can see today, the waves are pretty crazy. There'll be a lot of people swimming today.
Like 20 feet high.
They're pretty big, yeah. Now the one big selling point about Royal Decameron is the beach. It's got a very nice beach. Beach bar. Woo. Go down the ramp a little bit. And here's our beach. Now, if the weather's not too hot and you like to walk, you can also walk 2 bucerias just going down the beach. When you come out and you're facing the ocean, you want to go to your right. It's about a 20 to 30 minute walk, depending how fit you are, I guess. When you're walking, you're going to come to this really large orange restaurant called Adriano's. They have a place to rinse your feet, and there's a little walkway, a couple steps that leads you up to the top, and that's where the flea market is. So that's one option. If you go to your left, you're walking towards Nuevo Vallarta. There's a couple rios along the way. Puerto Vallarta, you can't really see it because it's very misty right now, but it's kind of in the corner there where the mountains are. So long stretches of beach to walk if you like to walk the beach. Pretty safe. It's a little rockier on the left than it is on the right. I've done both. And yeah, the ocean. Beautiful. Down on the left-hand side is where they have the boating activities. So when the waves are not like this, you've got jet skis you can rent, you can kayak for free. I believe they have some wind sailing. Beach ball volleyball, obviously, right here. Lots of chairs. We've never had a problem finding a chair. Very nice beach. The seats here by the beach bar, we really like to sit there in the evening. You get a nice cool breeze off the beach. Very refreshing. Alright, coming back up. Okay, so walk along past the beach bar here. Beautiful day, hot.
En punto de las 11 de la mañana vamos a regalar la playera oficial Royal Decameron Complex. Miren qué bonita. Hoy la playera está valuada en 3,833 pesos. Aquí se la puede llevar totalmente gratis. ¿Cómo? Tiene que venir aquí, apuntarse en la lista negra, poner su nombre, apellido, número de cuarto y por supuesto, la pregunta
Okay,
es,
so
a las 11 de la mañana vamos a escoger
here's the activity board. They have lots of activities
y van a jugar Jenga.
all day long. Keep you busy.
Entonces,
This here is building 1. My favorite building because you, as long as you get in the second and third floor, have a complete view of the ocean. They just renovated it recently, so it's about $50 more a night than the other building. You'll have to decide for yourself if it's worth it or not. I would say the rooms themselves are for the view, but it just depends how much you want to pay. They also give you the option sometimes of upgrading once you get here, but again, $50 a night. Oh, those are huge waves. I've never seen the waves that big here. Okay, we're coming up to another pool. Every building has its own pool, so you don't have to go very far to get to a pool. Another bar. And these are family pools. There's only one adults-only pool at the resort, and they are pretty strict about that, which is nice if that's what you want, the adults-only pool. Now, this pool has a place where, if you like, you can paint some pottery. The price of it depends on the size of the piece you pick. It's not very expensive though. I've done a couple smaller pieces for about 50 pesos. Not expensive. So you paint them, and then they take them away, fix your boo-boos, glaze it, and bring it back the next day. So if that's something you're interested in doing, you want to make sure that you do it at least a couple days before you leave so you can take it back home with you. This is the second main buffet. This is the Flamingo. Pretty large buffet, lots of selections. And across from the Flamingos, if you're getting married at this resort, this is where they would hold your wedding dinner. It's decorated quite a bit better than it is right now for weddings. But I've seen it, it's pretty. Candlelight, lots of tables, lots of white linen. There we've got your massage on the beach spaces. Another family pool with a small waiting pool for the kids. And then over here, we have another bar. One piece of advice if you're coming, bring some running shoes. It's ceramic tile everywhere, which is great when it's dry, but when it rains it can be very slippery. So to avoid injury, make sure you've got shoes you can walk on wet tile with. Okay, so that's our other bar there. And this is block 4, where we're staying now. Basic rooms again, but with block 4 you do get a bit of an ocean view for a cheaper price than block 1. It's also fairly central. You're smack dab in the middle between the adult pool and the buffet and the beach. So about the same distance to walk between both of them. If you remember, block 4 is also where they have Wi-Fi, and I find it quite a bit more stable in this lobby. You won't get it in the rooms. You'll have to go down to the lobby. Again, the buffet. Wave. Hello. Okay. Now, one other thing about this resort, you have to pay for your safe. It works out to about $46 for the week, Canadian. American, I think it's around 35. And then you get your safe. I'd highly recommend getting a safe just to be on the safe side, but again, up to you. There are also no fridges in the rooms, so if you'd like to have cold drinks in your room, you might want to bring a travel cooler. There's lots of little stores around the resort that you can get a 6-pack for pretty cheap. And you can get ice from the bar, so that's one option. We've never found it really a make or break thing when making a decision to come here. But yeah, it's It's not included. I think they have a couple, if you have a medical problem that really requires a fridge, like diabetes, or you have a baby, needs formula refrigerated, I think you can make arrangements ahead of time. They have a couple fridges for people like that, but otherwise, nope. This is the lobby where you would sit for your Wi-Fi. If you're coming down with Transat, this is where you'll find your Transat desk. You can book tours. They have a meeting the morning after the day you get here, which goes over all the tours, the board where you'll find your way home and your time with your representative. Now, this is the lobby if you're in building 4, 5, or 6 that you will leave from. This is also where you book your a la carte on this side of the resort. So again, come down at 7. You'll sit in some chairs, and then you should start taking reservations around 7:30, 8. These are all the a la cartes. You got Piccolo, Mexicano, Rodizio, Jap, and Wok. Rodizio's on the other side. All the other ones we're coming to here. And then the lobby desk. There's a little store. There's the desk. They have a cashier if you want to get pesos through the exchange. I wouldn't. You don't get as good an exchange rate at any resort that you would either back home before you come or at a bank. The OXXO at the street does have a bank machine. If you're a Scotiabank customer, it's a great place to go. You'll get your pesos and there's no charge. And this is also where you go to get your safe key. Building 4 at the cashier.